Hello and welcome, everybody. It is Lady Virgo. We're going to talk about some astrology today, as above, so below. Definitely feeling high voltage energy. And what are we talking about today? We're talking about the full moon in Leo. However, the significance of this being the full moon of 2024, and the big deal being that we have an opposition. Full moons are always oppositions. This is taking place in fixed signs. So feeling the rumbling within us, right? We now have the sun in Aquarius, the water bearer. This is about liberation. This is about the people. This is about information and pouring that information out to others. So feeling like a lot of information flowing up and through you right now, very tangible. Some nervous system issues going on as well, because this Aquarian energy is ruled by Uranus, which is about sudden aha moments. It's about high voltage energy, sudden quick changes. We have that energy happening in Taurus. I don't want to go too much more into the astrology. I want to pull a first anchor card for this energy that we're currently in. Very intense. I need to get outside and ground. So why is this so big? Because we have Pluto, the planet of transformation, death, rebirth. On the low aspect, Pluto is about control and domination, so can be manipulative energy. It's all about free will. We all have Aquarius energy in us. We all have Leo energy in us. We all have Pluto, sun, moon somewhere in our natal charts. So where this is playing out for you would depend on your natal chart. Ooh, busy. So I just want to clear my energy real quick. I know a lot of times when I record through Zoom, it does not pick up the energy of my tuning fork or my singing bowl. So I'm just going to do it for me to clear myself out, because I am in deep need of getting outside and grounding. So let me just do this real quick. I know, again, like I said, it won't pick up that well for you. I'm going to do it for myself. But what you can do on your end is to take some nice deep breaths in, preferably through your nose, out through your mouth. Breathe in, I am. Breathe out, release. Breathe in through your nose. So we're breaking down a lot of the old structures, and this starts within ourselves. So there's always a transformation. There's always a metamorphosis going on within ourselves, as above, so below, also on the earth plane. And it is, again, once again, always our free will to decide how we do that. Aquarian energy is about evolution. It's about integrating new ways of doing things. Something that came through to me last night of a lot of the importance of not leaving behind just all the old ways is I'm one that still loves pen on paper, writing things out. I still love a nice tangible grocery list. And the reason this is coming up is because Aquarian energy is about technology. So how are we going to utilize that? Are we going to completely throw away and detach ourselves from integrating and community? Are we going to go, are you going to choose to be completely online, right? In the time of everybody's on social media, it's a rarity if you're not on social media. I'm choosing to stay very limited on my social media other than YouTube and Telegram, and I'm doing that for my own. I'm still one who gets outside and in nature all the time. And this is huge coming up, not only with the full moon in Leo, but also the sun conjunct Pluto, the transformational planet. Because in the wrong hands, this can be technology and control. over the people. I noticed for myself as Pluto was at the end degrees of Capricorn and the sun was also there, just as we shifted into this Aquarian energy. I was censored on YouTube, and I was also censored on Pinterest of all apps. And the reason that being, I'm like, oh my God, it's so showing up in the astrology, is because the low vibe of Pluto is more control. And what is Aquarius? The people. And as again, it just was finishing up in Capricorn. Pluto is going to go back into Capricorn, I believe, September, whatever. But once it comes back into Aquarius again, it's going to be in there for the rest of most of our lifetimes. For many of us, it takes 248 years for Pluto to go around the whole zodiac wheel. So huge transformation, a lot of unknowing of how this is going to play out in the collective of this Aquarian energy with Pluto there. And so what's super powerful is we have the moon in Leo, you know, our inner emotional world, and we have this opposition, which is a tension point. It's in two fixed signs. So there's just a feeling of friction. What are you going to leave behind? What are you going to integrate going forward into this new area, this Aquarian energy, where it's about the people, community? A lot of us are leaving behind karmic relations that no longer are working for us. And a lot of us, I've noticed on the journey of healing, are in aloneness right now. And most of the collaboration that people are having are through technology. And so I'm so thankful to be a woman of my age and kind of integrating my sage of understanding that the importance of keeping some old ways, like really connecting face to face with people through communication and having authentic collaboration with community, is so very important. I do love my technology as well, but I also understand that that cannot completely replace the physical importance and being able to sit in the presence of people who are able to communicate clearly. And also, you know, the heart chakra, our auras extend out past our bodies. So we're talking energy here, which is huge with the Aquarian energy, because Uranus is over in Taurus, that rules Aquarius, one of the ruling planets of Aquarius. Taurus is also a fixed energy. It's about the body, it's about the values, it's about what we find beauty in. And so we're having a lot of rapid changes within ourselves. So make sure with Saturn, the Lord of Karma, in the sign of Pisces, here I'm already going into this chart because I'm just going with it, feeling into it. And also Neptune in Pisces, not creating more karma as we go forward. But let's go here. Let's do this. I give thanks to the Holy Spirit for always guiding me. I will continue to trust my intuition, never second guess myself anymore. We are just gathered here today for this Sun Pluto opposition to the full moon in Leo, the heart space on the high vibe. And we give thanks for any messages, any guidance, anything that we're led to today to draw our attention to. We give thanks in advance. And so it is. Full moons are always about a culmination, a fruition, a manifestation of something that we've already planted seeds with under new moons. So where are you in your heart space? Are you playing out the positive vibe of the Leo energy, which would be to be courageous, to be a leader? Or are you playing out the low vibe of the Leo energy, which is narcissistic? I need attention. And we go back to this with the Sun and Pluto energy, with the collective technology innovation. Do you need self-gratification from those who give you likes or backdoor messages on social media? Or can you sit in community and understand the wisdom of information that we pour out. I kind of feel Aquarian energy more ether. So that's why a lot of times Aquarian people who have a lot of Aquarian energy kind of set out from the collective, but they struggle to feel unique because they're so interconnected with the ethers, with other people's energy. So let's quit here because I'm going ahead of what I want to go to. I'm just really busy intellect and chatty today. We have Mercury and Mars coming into a conjunction in the sign of Capricorn. So watching ourselves on being quick to anger or saying things to people that may be hurtful or cutting, right? Saying something to yourself, even your self-talk or your others that you can't take back, right? What is the first message for this Sun conjunct Pluto in opposition to the moon, full moon in Leo, happening about right now, if I don't know what time it is here, because here 12:54 p.m. Queen of Pentacles, nurturing. So this is a queen who knows how to get in tune with her feelings. A lot of times the lower vibe of Aquarius energy can be detached. It's not because they're cold necessarily. It's because they feel the collective so much so that they become detached and very airy. They're a lot of times the Capricorn Aquarian energy can be such doers and not get in touch with their own feelings and nurturing themselves. So that is the first thing we're being drawn to pay attention to under the current energies that we're in. I'm not going to put this reading in just a box, right? Because we have that Sun conjunct Pluto. That's not just a one-day thing. The moon moves through each sign very quickly. So building up to this, we could have felt a lot of nervousness and uncertainty on how we are going to liberate ourselves. One thing I'm reminded of is to continually remind yourself that your happiness and your peace has to come from within you. It doesn't come from others. And what happens when we get into our heart space and nurture ourselves and truly regain self-worth if we've lost it or had feelings of wavering self-worth, is once we nurture ourselves, then we're in the vibration of be able to call in more healthy connections and collaboration with others. Again, strong importance. Look at this. We got the Knight of Pentacles as well. Super dry today. I'm going to say this. We're going to continually see more and more of the solar activity. A lot of the energy from the sun popping off as we are going through these energies, these current energies. So steady progress, the Knight of Pentacles. So we have two earth energies already coming up. So for me, first off, with these fixed energies happening, Sun, Pluto in opposition to the moon in Leo, Uranus, the planet of high voltage energy, liberation, sudden aha moments in a fixed moon sign, or I'm sorry, fixed earth sign, Taurus. We're going to really need to nurture our bodies. We're going to need to make sure that we continually ground ourselves. And then what are we missing here? Scorpio energy, fixed water, which is ruled by Pluto and Mars. So here I'm just having this connection and aha moment as I'm speaking. Getting in tune with our emotions, not being too fixed in our emotions right now, not being too fixed in our thoughts right now, allowing this high voltage energy and these major energies to shift through us and not be like completely debilitating through our nervous system. So remind yourself that steady progress, because a lot of past things are coming up. Things that we've had to liberate ourselves from, could be people, places, things within you, to trust the process. And make sure you nurture yourself as we continually go through a lot of these major shift and changes. So do I want to draw one more, or I'm going to do share screen with the chart? So sharing the screen for the current energies that we are in with this fixed opposition between Aquarian energy, Leo energy. Again, like I said, we have Mars, the planet of action, assertiveness, anger. You could have anger coming up in the intellect. Again, like I was saying, do not take out on other people anger or frustrations that you may be feeling within yourselves, because Mars is sharp and Mercury is our intellect, communication, writing, short distance travel. Don't get aggressive right now with driving, right? Don't get aggressive right now and project or say things to other people that you may not be able to take back, and actually not really mean, but feeling this energy brewing up within you. So we have a square to Chiron for this. So what is Chiron? Chiron is in the Aries energy, south, ruled by Mars, where the North Node is, and Chiron. So wounds coming up. But the North Node right now in the sign of Aries, South Node in the sign of Libra, relationships, justice, leaving behind old relationships that no longer work, perhaps relationship that you had with yourself, and coming into a new being, a new way of thinking, a new way of doing, and integrating that. So with Chiron still there, we could have a lot of frustration coming up. And so it's like we're heading into this new territory, but not quite certain where we're going to go. And it's okay to be unsure of where that is. Just like the Knight of Pentacles reminded us, steady progress, one step at a time. And there's also a photo on the end of this card, it's disappearing, of a snail. So slow and steady may win the race. And we do have the energy that rules over this Sun conjunct Pluto, ruling planet of Aquarius. One of them is Uranus. So sudden, slow progress for ourselves. This opposition between the Sun and Pluto and the Moon in Leo is big because of it being especially in fixed air and fire. And so what happens if you blow too much air on a fire? You'll put it out. If you blow just enough, you can have a nice steady flame, nice steady progress within yourself to drive forward new passions. And again, like I said, this Pluto energy on the high vibe is transformation, allowing the old ways to dissipate, to integrate new ways. Again, fine, steady line between, like I was saying, technology not replacing interaction with other people, right? Because we have this aura and energy field around us, and we need to be able to communicate. I know for me, last time I was grocery shopping, I had a gentleman pass me. I was smiling at him as I was getting mine. And he goes, "Oh my gosh, how refreshing to see somebody walk through the store, actually give me eye contact, smile, and say, 'How are you today?'" This is the prime example of how we can become too detached, Aquarian energy, in technology. So never allow the technology to replace a real authentic. And don't you think for a second, as Pluto has been in the sign of Capricorn structures since 2008, that they don't realize those top-down authority people, how technology can be used to control people. Again, prime example of me getting censored really strongly right here at the end. And that Pluto and control energy going into Aquarius, the people, technologies, science, we're going to see more and more. And this is what a lot of people aren't talking about. You know, a lot of people are just looking at the high aspect of Aquarian age, which is, you know, community and everybody's equal playing ground. Well, there's a downside. There's still free will. This isn't going to be just all butterflies and roses. This energy can be very where science takes things and freaking completely turns it into something that's batshit crazy. It also can be more power struggles between the people being censored, silenced. Frequencies is huge too, as well, with this Aquarian energy and Uranus energy too. Frequencies being used to liberate you and heal you, technology to heal you, or frequencies and technologies to try to control or manipulate you. There's always a polarity. We're not just walking into butterflies and roses, which a lot of people talk about. There's some very, I don't know, I want to say some scary shit coming up as we move more and more into this energy of Aquarius, because again, back to this, are you going to become AI? Are you going to replace human interaction and the coherence of the heart chakra to collaborate in community with people in person? I'm not, and I'm glad to be at the age and in the space that I'm in, even though it's difficult for us, because we are setting this tone of technology is all fine and great, but don't let it replace human interaction. And a lot of us and a lot of people in the younger generation, you can see it. They don't even know how to communicate and interact with people when they're face to face. It's very sad. Go to a restaurant and witness how many people at a table are sitting there with no device and just having a good, nice conversation with people. I'm taking myself to lunches and dinners by myself, and I don't even sit there on my phone. I sit there and people watch and observe, and it's very sad because you got little wee ones who are their parents literally are distracting them in a restaurant with technology instead of instilling that this is a time that's important and sacred, that we break bread with each other and have communication. Or even the mother or father teaching a child to have manners and whatnot in a restaurant. It's becoming, I don't know. I don't mind being alone. Like I was saying at the beginning of the video, how a lot of us are being guided, pushed to be alone. And I think that a lot of us that are finding ourselves alone are anchoring in stability to help the collective, who is very fucking apparently have lost their way. So, or could possibly lose their way. Again, big deal too, because we have Uranus, the ruling planet of Aquarius, going direct, I believe, just a couple days after this Leo full moon. So sudden forward momentum in there. And I do believe all planets will be direct at that time. So steady progress again, coming up with the Knight of Pentacles energy. Making sure that we are nurturing our inner child, nurturing ourselves as we are going through such transformational times. I swear I've been saying that since I started my channel, but it only seems to be intensifying. So don't lose your way in technology. Make sure you, again, all fine and dandy to integrate it. 12th house, introspection. So 12th house is the dissolving. Are you going to get lost in the collective? Or are you going to, again, that's the other beautiful part of Aquarian energy, is to be unique, to express your uniqueness. And it's kind of funny that I don't even know what I was censored on. It was an old YouTube video, and I can't even pull it up to see what I did or what I said, what truth I spoke. Because I'm not a fucking deceiver, and I got censored for it, but I can't even pull it up and review it. So where is that going with this introspection? And we're having it, it's a beautiful card with all the chakras there. So in the 12th house is the dissolving. I'm being guided to pay attention to your mental health as well, too, because you can get lost in escapism and lose yourself in the 12th house, Pisces energy, Neptune energy. Don't get lost in the soup of the masses, but don't be so shut off that you're not willing to collaborate with the collective. So this is a time, even though this is a full moon in Leo, it's two fixed signs, right? We have this opposition with the sun, Pluto. Don't get lost, but this could be, if you're not taking time to introspect on your actions, your beliefs, your doings. We got that Mars Mercury conjunct in Capricorn where it can be very vulgar. Again, saying things that are hurtful to other people because it's some battle you have going on within yourselves. Pay attention to that. So that's what I want to say about the introspection card. Let's draw another one from this Astro Star Codes. I love this deck very much. Could be noticing a lot of energy moving through your body right now. High voltage, anxiety. And then again, we got the North Node in Aries with Chiron in Aries. It looks like it's in a square with that Mars and Mercury in Capricorn. So making sure we're taking small, steady steps to heal ourselves, but knowing that Chiron is the wound that we can never heal, but integrating it in our lifetime is important. So Aries, getting a strong knowing of self, because if you don't have that, as we go more and more into this Aquarian energy and you lose yourself in the technology, in replacing science with your spiritual aspect of yourself, right? Here we go. You know, the Pisces 12th house energy is as above, so below. It's the sensitivity. You could be sensitive to frequencies, whether it be natural solar flares or towers or Wi-Fi. I'm testing something within myself, because for the longest time, I've always turned my Wi-Fi router off at nighttime. And for the past few weeks, I wasn't doing that, sleeping like shit. The last 2 nights, I've turned off my router and I'm sleeping good again. So make sure you're knowing who you are. Where did that all come from? I love it. Subtle little aha moments that I'm getting. So let's draw another one from the star codes. We'll start over. Anyway, healing and knowing who you are so you don't get lost in the soup of the low vibe of Aquarian energy, being so disconnected that you're not willing to go into that heart coherence truthfully, because the heart is the truth in the way. Authenticity is as well. Truth needs no defending. Don't get lost in the masses of asses, as I like to say. You determine and know who you are. Shoulders back. I am a child of God. I'm here for a purpose. My soul's evolution. Pluto energy again in Aquarius. How am I going to integrate the technology, the collective? Don't get lost in it. And that was a surefire test of the things and the shenanigans we had started off in 2020. Pluto rebirth. It is right there. Card number 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. So we are ending cycles. The opportunity is for us to not repeat patterns that are not for our highest good. Again, this rebirth is painful. We're going to continue to see tower moments in our lives. But once you step into your authenticity, you start collaborating with, sharing information with people who get you. People are either with you and for you, or they're against you. Trust people's actions, because there's also the low vibe of this Pluto energy. Like I said, control and manipulation. We are seeing that not only in individuals on the micro level, but also on the macro. Perfect. Can't make this shit up. That's why I love doing me some cards. We are going to draw one chakra to bring into our awareness for the times currently. And then we are going to do an I am, and I'll close this up. I seem to be quite winded today, but I'm ready to get out and Nature. Believe I'm going to start bringing back the energy updates as well. I hope you are enjoying my playlist here on my channel called The Inferno. If you haven't listened to that, tune into it. It's a really awesome playlist here. Service, sacral chakra. Sacral chakra service. How are you being in service as we go through and enter more and more into the Aquarian age? Are you being in service of being authentic? Don't lose yourself. Don't pour from an empty cup. You can't do it. Put your own oxygen mask on first. Then you will be able to shine like a bright diamond, be in service to others, integrating that. This photo is showing somebody that's at their end of the life. The person on the stool is there to be in service. You have two spirit beings here. So this is somebody, I love this. I love this. Death doulas and birth doulas to me are very, like, I've thought about doing it myself because I've lost my child. So I know the significance of that. I know the spiritual realm is right there. Although we grieve, although we can take ourselves forward in service to others, you're doing a great service to the person who may be leaving their body, ending a relationship, whatever the transformation and rebirth going on within them, to be there, to be supportive to them. Again, collaborating and seeing the spiritual aspect of it. Again, like my spiritual teacher always taught me, meet people where they're at. If you got somebody that you are, or yourself, going through painful times, don't discredit the pain that they're feeling by being all airy-fairy and only seeing the bigger perspective of it, but integrate the beauty in it too. So meet people where they're at, whether they're grieving, going through a death, tower moment, transformation within themselves. Take the beauty through that too and be able to be supportive, right? Share with them experiences that you may have experienced. I like to do that with people that I interact with on a daily basis, on how much my son in spirit came through to me, but that I integrate the grief, the physical loss of my son every day as I take step by step, right? The progress. And sometimes we spiral back down into the grieving, to the hurting, to the betrayal, whatever it is, the pain, the Chiron wound. But that's when we can take the opportunity to nurture that. So the I am affirmation for this Sun conjunct Pluto, opposition to the moon in Leo, fixed energy, is I am confident in my decisions. This is where we can't get lost in the delusions. We can't get lost in the soup of the masses. We have to know who we are. Our decisions shouldn't be regrets. Oops. And we surely need to pay attention to that Mercury Mars and making sure that we're not taking a battle that's within ourselves and hurting other people's. So be confident. That is the higher vibe also of Leo energy, of being courageous, confident, and heart-centered. There's always a lower and higher vibe. So be confident in you as we pretty much go through these energies where I just explained to you there is a low vibe of the Pluto energy going through Aquarius. We have to make sure we know who we are. Don't get so lost in the technology that be your only superficial relations with others. Your true happiness comes from within you, where God will speak to you, the Holy Spirit will speak to you. Your true happiness does not come through other people. Much love to you guys. And till the next time, shalom, shalom.